What's up people, ManRat here, coming to you with a video. This time we are going to be kneading the dough that is used to make chapati, parathas and other dishes. Simple ingredients that you need are chakki atta, a whole wheat flour basically with zero maida, which is refined flour, a bowl and water. So let's get started. And the proportion we're going to be using for 100 grams of flour, we're going to be using 75 grams or 75 milliliter of water. It's basically 1 to 0.75 ratio. Step 1, put the atta or the flour in the bowl and make like a well or like a volcano in it, and then add water. Preferably use cold water rather than tap water. That way it makes it for a better texture. So in 2 cups of atta, I'm going to add 1¼ cup of water, or till the time the well becomes to the top before it spills. And keep the water aside. You can add more later on. And now it's time to get down and dirty. Wash your hands, make sure your nails are trimmed, and start adding in the atta on the top. When you do that, it's going to start absorbing. And basically all you're doing is going from the side and going inside. And once this happens, it's not a disaster. Just rotate very lightly. And your fingers are going to get messy, so be ready for that. And all we're looking for is the atta to absorb the water and it becoming into a dough. Basically that's what we are doing. Really, we are making a dough. So start mixing. If it sticks to the side, just rotate the pan. If you don't have this kind of a pan, you can also use a kadahi or a wide pan. That way it's a little bit more easy. As you can see, the water has now got absorbed, and now we're going to start kneading the dough. As far as turns, there is no exact number. And at this point, considering the atta looks a little dry, just wash your hands or rub your hands off. You can also put a little bit of oil in your hands, that way the atta doesn't stick. And now we're going to be adding water. And don't add the water in a single spot. Spread it around. And just when you think you have less water, no, that's when you have perfect amount. So and this is when the rolling action comes into play. And all we are looking for is the atta to start becoming like this. Keep on kneading it, like rotating it on top of itself. And this is when it actually will start becoming sticky, and when it does, just put it around the bowl so it can pick up any of the wet atta or the wet flour that's there. If you have a hand mixer or a food processor, you can do it, but personally I prefer this. It's a good workout. And if it becomes too sticky, just take your frustrations out on not getting too many subs. Speaking of which, if you have not already subscribed, click on the subscribe button and click on the bell icon to see more videos like this. Just deviate like this. I'm going to put a little bit of dry flour in it. That way it becomes a little bit more playable. And notice I'm actually using the dry hand to put the flour in. And unlike other recipes, you don't need to add any salt, any baking powder, baking soda or oil to it. That's when you start taking the dough and rolling it upon itself. And as compared to the bread dough, we're going to be making it a little bit more tough, so it's easy to make. And once it actually starts leaving the sides and it's no longer sticky to your hand because your hands are no longer sticking to it, that's when you know it's perfect. This is when you just roll it upon itself, and basically you take the dough, stretch it, and then you slap the dough. Yes, you actually do. That way it actually doesn't become sticky. And there you go. look at that. All the flour has got ready. Just now dab it, not like a dabbing action, but just take a little bit of wet hand, just put it on the side, just take a little bit of water, rub it, beat it up, we'll roll it back. And now that the atta is ready, well, it's not technically ready, it has to rest about half an hour. Just put a little bit of olive oil on the bottom of a glass bowl. The reason why we do that is that way it doesn't stick to the sides. Just take your dough out of the bowl, and it's going to be pliable. Just make it into the shape of the bowl roughly, and just drop it in. Once you do, just cover it with some clear plastic and then put it in the fridge. Let it rest for a minimum of 1 hour. That way the dough has a chance to relax a little bit. And if you ever made a little bit of a mess, clean it. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and check the description for the recipes you can make with this dough. And I will see you guys and girls on the next one. Later, people. Bye.